Do you guys remember PokeRogue, the Pokemon roguelike that everyone played back in 2024? PokeRogue might be making a comeback in 2025, and I say this because of an announcement that their devs posted recently. This is a roadmap of changes the developers are planning for PokeRogue. I took a long look at this announcement, and I gotta say, I'm actually hyped to play this game again. My name is Hashan Josh, and I used to be a dedicated content creator for PokeRogue. I uploaded guides, showcases, challenges, even 10-hour-long tier lists for this game. At some point, I even attempted a PokeRogue Soul Link with Project Ace, which totally wrecked us. Go watch Ace's video on that, by the way, it's a banger. Anyway, let's talk about the new content coming to PokeRogue and the systems being reworked to improve the game as a whole. There are a lot of things on this roadmap that they posted, so I'm going to be talking about the main important things and the things that interested me the most. Starting with arguably the most important part of this entire roadmap, PokeRogue egg moves are going to be changed to something called rogue moves. So a little background information if you're kind of new to PokeRogue. PokeRogue egg moves are a set of 4 moves that any Pokemon can have, and they're usually moves that the Pokemon do not get normally. So for example, Hoopa can get Shell Smash as an egg move, and obviously that's not a move that I can get in any normal Pokemon game. But my point is, a lot of these egg moves make for really cool custom movesets that basically any Pokemon has access to. And I think that's a big part of why this game is so fun to me in the first place, because all these Pokemon have their own unique second ability, their own unique set of 4 egg moves, and you can do a lot of cool things that you just cannot do with these Pokemon in regular Pokemon games. So appealing as egg moves are as a mechanic in PokeRogue, what pained me the most about them is just how difficult it is to unlock them. Whenever you hatch an egg for a Pokemon, you have the chance to unlock one of its egg moves. For example, I grinded a lot for Darkrai back within the first few months of PokeRogue in the attempt to unlock its rare egg move Spore. At some point, I unlocked its egg move Fiery Wrath, which is one of its common egg moves, and then I went to hatch a second egg, and then I just got nothing. So the thing with egg moves is that if you hatch an egg, you don't exactly have a guarantee to unlock a new egg move. The unlocked egg move could just slot into an egg move that you have already unlocked. So even though I had Fiery Wrath already unlocked on my Darkrai, the second egg gave me another Fiery Wrath, which resulted in me just getting nothing. So yeah, I have a pretty nasty experience with egg moves in the past and how you could just straight up get nothing after grinding for so long. But the most annoying thing for me is for common / rare rarity eggs Pokemon. It's usually for Pokemon that are lower than a cost of like 5. These Pokemon have incredibly hard rare egg moves, which is the 4th egg move slot for all these common / rare Pokemon. And there's so many Pokemon I have in my PokeRogue account where they have the 3 common egg moves, but that 4th rare egg move I'm missing for a lot of these Pokemon, and it's really annoying because generally the rare egg move is the coolest one that you want because it enables a lot of cool gameplay. For example, for a Clefable, I wanted to actually do a Magic Guard Light of Ruin video because Light of Ruin is a really strong fairy move with a lot of recoil, but because Clefable gets Magic Guard, it can offset that recoil and basically just spam it. So I wanted to make a video about that, I remember, but I just couldn't unlock that rare egg move even after playing the game for a year, so I just got really frustrated over it. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of PokeRogue's current egg move system. Egg moves as a whole, the fact that you can just not get something when you hatch an egg is really annoying, and on top of that, just grinding the candies for them are just getting really tedious, and it can get really tiring after a while. Well, apparently now these egg moves, they're going to be available to be unlocked in the middle of your run just by spending money. Money as in like the money they accumulate during a run. If I'm interpreting this correctly, even if you don't have these egg moves unlocked, you can use that Pokemon anyway in your run and then just pseudo unlock it with money during your run. That is an enormous mechanic that would honestly change a lot of the problems I have with the egg move system. You don't necessarily need to have this egg move unlocked to use it, because if you can just unlock it with money during a run, sure, you might get it like maybe like 50 through like 100 turns later, but like the most important thing for me is just having those cool egg moves for like the cool fights, like 145 Ivy, 165 Villain, 195 Ivy, etc. So yeah, this seems like an incredible W change to me. Obviously, it's going to come down to how early you can like buy the egg moves and also how much money it's going to cost. When they introduced the memory mushroom into the shop to be able to be purchased, I remember you can only buy that after like 400 or something, if I recall. So yeah, they have set limitations and stuff like this before, so I'm definitely expecting it for this, given it's such a strong mechanic. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that mechanic being added. And then another thing that is on this roadmap, apparently no more quotations rare and quotations common moves. All moves are going to be given the same value. So I think what this means is, as I was talking about earlier with how Light of Ruin Uncle Fable was the rare egg move, and it took me forever to, actually I never even found it. So yeah, it was really annoying to get. Now all egg moves are going to be equal. So this is a huge change, and I wish this was a thing back when I was grinding the hell out of this game and during its prime, because I spent so much time grinding candies, grinding for eggs, trying to hopefully get the rare egg moves on a lot of these Pokemon, and I just couldn't get it because the probability was just so low. And like I said, you don't have a guaranteed egg move unlocked. It can go into egg moves you already have, right? So like it's not like you can like grind 4 eggs and then just have a guaranteed rare egg move unlocked on the 4th one. You could go on forever and literally not be able to unlock it. That's how annoying the system is. So the fact that they're making it a little easier by making it so all 4 of the egg moves have the same probability will certainly statistically lower the amount of time you have to invest into unlocking all the moves on a Pokemon. So this is another huge W change that I hope to see very soon in PokeRogue, because a big part of my content was making showcases for Pokemon and also a lot of legendaries, like showing off their cool egg moves, their passives. So like the fact that I wasn't able to like always unlock the rare egg moves and even some of the common egg moves for Pokemon that I wanted to showcase was just really annoying, because there was a lot of cool custom sets that were just waiting to be used. I just never unlocked them, and that just kind of felt bad for me from a content standpoint. So yeah, that's all the stuff regarding the rework of the egg move system. That is the thing I'm most excited for, because it enables you to try a lot of cooler sets without having to waste so much time trying to hopefully land on that rare egg move slot, right? It'll significantly lessen the grind, and I think that's a very good thing. I think definitely this game should focus on lessening grinds for mechanics like egg moves and passives, and to add more challenges and more content to complete for like a gameplay loop, right? I think a gameplay loop should be more challenges and like fun gameplay mechanics. Speaking of challenges, the next thing on this roadmap that really piqued my interest was their planned challenges that they're gonna release apparently somewhat soon. So they have a few challenges listed here that they have in mind to release soon. A no healing mode. So in PokeRogue, every 10 floors you get a guaranteed healing like from like the Poke Center, and then you swap to the next biome. Apparently this will just be a mode where you can't do that, so that'll be a very, very interesting mode. It sounds pretty difficult because that means you'd have to spend more money to make sure your Pokemon stay alive. And if you're doing like a Soul Link Nuzlocke like I did with Ace in the past, then this mode would just be a death sentence. I think this mode could definitely show a lot more like sustained builds rising in meta. Like for example, Lugia. Lugia is a pretty decent one. Lugia is a near unkillable tank because it gets multi-scale and Oblivion Wing and Delta Stream. And it's somewhat of a good carry because it gets insane offensive moves like Lumina Crash and Aura Sphere. So like we could see mons like that like really rise in power in modes like this, like these no healing modes, which incentivizes you to use carries that like kind of self-sustain a bit better and stay alive. And another challenge that they're planning to release is the no item shop mode. So this is, instead of getting rid of the Pokemon Center healing every 10 floors, you just straight up can't access the item shop after you end the floor. So usually, yeah, when you clear a floor in PokeRogue, you'll get put into the item shop, and you can choose from like 3 to 5 like free items, and you can also go like use your money to buy potions and whatnot. So this actually ties somewhat into the rogue move changes that we were talking about earlier, because they're actually planning to make it so you can buy rogue moves during the middle of your run, like egg moves that you don't have. But if you're playing this mode, the no item shop mode, then you can't access the shop to unlock egg moves. So it'll be very interesting to see how this no item shop mode interacts with the new rogue move system. So if you're like gunning to unlock one of your egg moves through the shop, you can't do that during the no item shop mode. So this will definitely be a pretty difficult mode. And of course, on top of that, you can't buy potions, you can't fish for mega bracelets, you can't fish for the G-Max bracelet. So this mode sounds like it's going to be probably the hardest challenge we've gotten yet in PokeRogue, maybe outside of the Fresh Start challenge. I for sure will be trying to clear this as soon as it drops. So remember to subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss those streams/videos. So yeah, those are some like minor, I wouldn't even say minor, those are some like challenges that PokeRogue is planning to drop pretty soon. It's in their higher tier of priority. But this next thing is something I am very excited for. They are planning to release a classic mode, but it's double battles for every floor. This sounds so cool because the only way you really see double battles in PokeRogue is, well, there is a flat chance, but generally if you're spamming lures you'll get double battles, but that's just not something you really do in classic mode, because in classic mode you're too busy trying to obviously go for like the Mega Bracelet, go for the G-Max band, or like maybe you're trying to max out Pokeballs so you don't get like the X items, and of course the X items when you're like heading into big battles, so you just don't have any time to just spam lures, right? So you don't really see double battles too often. So like cool Pokemon like Vivian, which is an insane doubles support partner, like you just don't see, it doesn't get any play because double battles just aren't really a thing. But now that there's going to be a straight up classic doubles mode where every floor is going to be a doubles battle, oh my god, so many cool Pokemon will start getting some usage, and we might be able to do some fun strategies. As soon as I saw this announcement, one thing I had in mind was Vivian, obviously, because it's so broken. It gets After You and Decorate. It's basically like probably the best doubles partner you can look for. And then next to that, probably Kyurem is what I was thinking, because Kyurem gets Glacial Lance, which is one of the best doubles moves in the game. It's a 120 base power ice move that hits both targets, and on top of that, it's basically unmissable. It's 100 accuracy, and Kyurem Black is pretty broken, right? So yeah, I think Vivian Kyurem Black could be an insane strategy for his classic doubles mode. It's like theory crafting like this that gets me so excited for PokeRogue, and it makes me so happy that they're going to make it easier to unlock all these like moves and whatnot, talking about the rogue moves from earlier. So yeah, this classic doubles mode has me very excited. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of cool quirky mons come into play and like be used in this mode, and I can't wait to make videos for those guys as soon as I finish getting their moves, obviously. And the last thing I want to talk about for this video about the PokeRogue roadmap is probably the most anticipated change that the PokeRogue community is excited for to drop. This seems to be on their lower end of priority, or like I'm sure it's a high priority for them, but they're saying that it's not going to come out anytime soon because it's going to take a lot of work. What I'm talking about is the rework for PokeRogue's Endless mode. For those of you who stopped playing PokeRogue after you went up to 200 floors and beat the game, there's actually a separate mode from that regular classic mode called PokeRogue Endless mode, and you go all the way up to 5,850 floors. And yeah, it's not actually endless, by the way. You go up to 5,850 and that's the cap. But PokeRogue Endless isn't exactly the same as classic. It's not just a longer version of classic mode. The scaling in this mode is really wonky. Like starting from like floor 2000, the enemy Pokemon just straight up one-shot you, and they're damn near like unkillable as well. So the only viable strategy you can really use to clear Endless mode all the way up to 5850 is by using a sturdy Metal Burst combo with like leftovers and like Shell Bells to sustain yourself. It sounds really interesting on paper, but after like a year of playing this mode, it just gets really dull. And all the strategies always like stay the same. You bring your sturdy Metal Burster, bring Chipmons, bring someone of map block, bring like whatever support. It's just pretty much this here, bringing the same strategy every time into Endless mode. This is the only viable strategy to clear the game mode, and it's just kind of boring. It was kind of charming for like the first month or so, but like it's kind of lost its charm now. And I feel like we're really looking for a new long PokeRogue mode that will like actually keep us engaged and like be interesting. So their plans for this rework for Endless mode seems to be about making the Endless mode more like classic mode, in the sense that you'll be fighting trainers and like there won't be any more BS scaling from the enemy Pokemon where they just straight up one-shot you. This means that the main strategy of Metal Burst will probably kind of fall off, which is I am very happy about that, because I just want to play standard Pokemon, you know, like PokeRogue Classic mode. Like, yes, there's a lot of like really random egg moves and passives, but the gameplay as a whole is pretty standard Pokemon, right? Like predict what your opponent's gonna do, like set up on the right turns, like set up your sweeper and like hopefully win. Like it's like standard Pokemon, right? But Endless mode is just not like that. Endless mode, instead of using a brain, you just get your sturdy Metal Burster up and then just spam them till the end. And yeah, I haven't even talked about Runaway. Usually people bring Pokemon like Teddy Ursa or like Furret and they just spam Runaway towards the end because no one actually wants to play Endless mode. It's just that's how tedious it is. So yeah, I'm really happy to hear that Endless mode is planning to get a rework, because I really just want a PokeRogue Classic mode that's just longer, right? I love Classic mode, but it ends, right? It ends at 200. Imagine if Classic mode just went on to like I'm sure they're gonna make a cap, but they'll probably keep it like 5,000 again, right? But that's so much more than 200 floors. That's 5,000 floors of endless trainer battles, battles against bosses, rivals. That sounds so much more fun than just spamming sturdy metal bursts through 5,000 floors, running away through most of the floors. It's just, yeah, I've been very bored with the current state of endless mode, and I'm so excited to see some actual variety with endless mode now. Like, we'll finally be able to like use different Pokemon to like be able to clear the mode, and it'll actually be challenging. Like, your run could end at any moment. Like, it's not just now it's like if you have sturdy metal burst you win. Now it's actually like if you bump into a trainer that just happens to have a strong team, you might get wiped, or if you make a mistake, you might wipe. So I'm very excited to see where they take this new endless mode in. They're also saying that they're going to take out the tokens, which is kind of like the base of like why enemy Pokemon just scale so high, is the tokens add like 5% like extra damage, and like these Pokemon end up getting like 2,000 of those tokens, which is why they one-shot you. So yeah, the endless mode rework, the egg moves being changed to rogue moves, those are like two probably most anticipated changes coming to PokeRogue. But next to those, obviously the new challenges, the no healing mode, no item shop mode sound really intriguing, and the classic doubles would definitely be a lot of videos in itself too. So yeah, those are all the changes coming to PokeRogue, and me as a former PokeRogue creator, I am so excited to see these changes being planned out, and I am definitely planning to come back to this game to make content as soon as these changes drop. You guys might be even seeing some content before these updates even drop. Like me and my friend DJ have been attempting the Soul Link again, that PokeRogue Soul Link I was talking about earlier. God, that challenge is going crazy. Soul linking PokeRogue is not easy, but yeah, like the Soul Links for PokeRogue, I might make some updated guides for some of my older videos. I think one of my most popular videos on the channel is that PokeRogue Classic guide I made like over a year ago, and now it's like incredibly outdated. And I know there's still a lot of people that are joining PokeRogue now and like trying to like clear the game. So I'll definitely be looking to make an updated PokeRogue Classic guide for those new players, and also just for some people that are interested, right? I made a lot of 10-hour long tier lists in the past. I'm never doing that again. I think instead I might be doing some like top 10 Pokemon in PokeRogue, or like top 10 legendaries in PokeRogue kind of videos. You guys might be seeing that in like the next few weeks or so. So definitely subscribe if you're interested in the return of PokeRogue, and leave a like if you're excited to play PokeRogue again. I certainly am. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me, guys. I'll see you guys next time, and peace out.